Hello.
Hi everybody, we are here to virtually taste wine with you like we do every week here at Old North State Winery. We're down in the barrel room. Our winemaker Tyler Feltz he's down there banging stuff around, but he's letting us use his barrel room temporarily.
They're washing those tanks. It's loud.
Yeah, they're busy. Busy. It's always busy in a winery, and there's just really no downtime. And well, look at what you get.
Thank you.
All the hardworking folks out there in the wine industry create delicious things that we can drink with you virtually. Let's slide that one out of the way for now. This is what we do here in person every Thursday at 6 p.m. We are giving it to you virtually here. So if you would like to pick up a couple of bottles of wine and taste along, please consider doing it. It's fun activity. And Chef Chris here gives you some delicious taste along food to go with it. It really is a great evening to chill out on the couch with people that you like, or maybe just your cat.
Cats love wine.
Yeah.
And attention.
Dogs seem to like beer.
The dogs are mostly beer.
My Abigail, that black lab,
Love beer.
she loved beer, particularly Heineken.
I wonder where she learned that from.
Quite a mystery. Well, we are going to start with a classic. This is one of the most famous, certainly in the restaurant world, if you can see that. Sorry, our little glare there. Hopefully, if you have the bottle at home, you know what it looks like. But this is from Houchart. This is their much looked forward to, anticipated Cotes de Provence Rosé. Boy, is this delicious every single year. This is the 2021 release, of course, since we are in 2022, and those grapes are still growing. And it's always an exciting time every spring when this wine comes out. Legendary color, as you can see here up against my black shirt, how just salmony that is. That's just a beautiful color. And you can literally, my nose isn't near the glass, and you can smell this wine. It has such a beautiful perfume, the aromas here. This is quintessential Provence. And what I mean by that is rosé with that juicy fruit, but bone dry.
Bone dry.
Yeah, and this happens to be, when we think of the southern Rhone area, southern France, we think of Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre, and there's another little player in there, Carillon. And to me, that's what really sets this rosé a little bit apart, is because you get that kind of, it's like just a little something different out of it. It's got that hint of, I don't want to know if it's animal or if it's just kind of vegetal, slightly bitter, but not bitter. I don't know how to explain it.
It wants to be bitter, but the fruit won't let it.
Yep.
But you can tell it's trying.
Man, this should be a perfume.
I mean, I'm telling you.
I mean,
this is what we're going to smell like for the next 6 weeks. It is.
If a couple of young ladies happen to walk into the restaurant wearing this, I think they would turn a lot of heads, because it's absolutely beautiful. Floral, fruity.
It's got it all. It's got it all. And what couldn't have arrived at a better time. Mid-90s outside, miserable, no breeze.
Humid.
You get this delicious, crisp,
it is
refreshing wine.
It's crisp, but at the same time, Chef, it still has a nice mouthfeel to it. It's not thin.
No. I should have said bright.
Well, no, I'm agreeing with you. I'm totally agreeing with you.
At all.
But it is. It's mouth-watering. The Grenache gives it such a nice mouthfeel. And as you can see with that lighter color, didn't have a ton of time with skin contact. As you know, rosés, or red wines rather, get their color via skin contact during fermentation. And like if you're looking at a Cabernet, you're probably 3 or 4 weeks of skin maceration to extract all the color from the skin into the wine. Like a rosé like this, this could be a day, maybe not even.
Yeah, maybe.
Right around. It depends on how cool the maceration is. Obviously, it's like, think about steeping tea.
It's a great
Yeah,
analogy.
if you're
Great
using,
analogy.
if you use warm water, it colors your water pretty quickly. But if you're doing like one of those sun teas where you're just sitting it out and letting it, think of that in terms of maceration of the skins. And I think, but my gut tells me about a day. And this is absolutely gorgeous.
It sure is. Well, and Houchart, I just think, I'm sure no one has perfected anything, but pretty darn close.
It's,
I don't know how you do better than that.
this is one of these that most, particularly like resorts that are summer resorts, they will buy a pallet of this because they know their customers are going to drink it all summer, and it sells out very quickly. This is a beautiful label, kind of like a quilt design, like grandma's quilt design, and it's just absolutely elegant. Although it is a twist off and it's not really fancy glass, doesn't really matter to me because it's delicious.
It's not what you're buying it for.
It
You're
is
buying
made-
it for what's in the glass.
It's made to drink. Now, I can honestly say, it would probably be good next year, but no one ever keeps it around.
Wow, who would know?
Yeah, good rosés to me, they can really peak at the second year or year and a half. And, a lot of people say, well, we got to drink rosé the year it comes out. And for the most part, that is correct. There's exceptions too for some longer standing ones like, Tavels or Banyuls that are more ageable. But
We've had several 3-year Tavels.
yeah, and so, but this, don't worry about buying it to age. Buy it because you're gonna want a
It's
lot.
summertime and it's.
Yeah, you're gonna blow through it. And honestly, one of the things that usually happens to me, Chef, is I'll buy like a case of rosé and I'll just get nuts on it, and then I'll burn myself out on it a little bit, and then kind of like at the end of the summer, I'll have another little flurry
Yeah, a
of
little
it.
flurry, yeah.
And then it'll be like 1 or 2 bottles left, and I'll kind of forget about them because now I'm roséed out and I've moved on to what the fall season drink is, And then there'll be a day in winter, and that everything's gloomy,
Yep.
and you break open that bottle of Houchart that you've been kind of stuck in the back of your wine cabinets, and
It reminds you.
It brings you back
Yeah, it
to
reminds
all
you.
those other bottles you slugged during the summer.
And it takes you to that happy, warm place.
Yeah. So, I mean, yes, this is designed, in my opinion, to be enjoyed in the hot weather, but it can also brighten a gloomy day as well.
I've never met a rosé any time of year I didn't enjoy. It's a mindset.
This is just brilliant. Actually, I think I served it to you a little too cool because it's really.
This is bright. Yeah, it's warming
It's
up
warming
now.
up,
It's really
it's just-
blooming.
Ooh-wee. So imagine this with everything that you eat, basically.
I don't know what I wouldn't
Any
eat.
summertime food, this is going to work
Can't
for it.
think of
Even burgers. Burgers are great with rosé, in my opinion.
Tacos, even
Yeah,
like
yeah.
meat tacos.
Of course, if you're doing like little fruits and cheeses, you're good. Any kind of salad, seafood, count it.
All day long.
Yeah.
All day
And actually,
long.
a nice little roast chicken would be nice too.
I think chicken would be outstanding with
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. So you've got lots of culinary options out there. Chef, do you got any idea what you're going to be
Well,
doing?
yes, and we're going to do a lovely Greek salad with poached shrimp.
Oh, yes. Yes, I love
So
it.
we're gonna have the feta, the olives, the cucumbers, the tomatoes, the peppers, the onions, the caper berries, the shrimp. It's all gonna be working.
Yes.
Going to be delicioso.
Yeah, you're going to enjoy that, folks. So we're going to go from kind of the lighter side of things to something that's a little bit more extracted, a little more, I don't know if serious is the right word, but a little more, we'll go richer.
Richer.
Yeah.
Love it.
And so this is,
We can borrow $20 from this bottle.
this is from the southern, I would say around the ankle of the Italian boot. Molise is the area here. And they have a grape down yonder, which I adore. I mean, we get kind of wrapped up in all of our northern Italian reds, and wow, rightfully so. You're gonna love this, Chef.
Well, as soon as you told me that, I was like, oh, Southern Italy. It's been a minute.
Smell that. Yeah, we think of that hot Mediterranean climate. We don't think so. Yeah, right. Spicy. We don't think about rich reds. We think of kind of lighter fare. And honestly, those northern Italian grapes like Nebbiolo, Sangiovese, they really are kind of lighter. I mean, they have a lot of flavor, but they're not heavy grapes. Aglianico is the grape here, and it's got something going on.
Sun-drenched.
Now this happens to be a Reserva level from Contado.
God, it smells good.
This is a really gets great ratings often. This happens, so because of Reserva level, we're talking about months in oak, 18 months total, 6 months bottle aging. So that's why we have a vintage here that's 2016. So this is I'm not going to say it's just released, but it hasn't. It sounds like maybe this has been on the shelves a long time, but you got to remember it took a long time, 2 extra years before it really hit the market. So Reserva levels are always going to be older vintages by the time they get to you, and that's a good thing. And in addition to that, those are just minimum requirements. If the winemaker thinks that we need to bottle age this longer before we release it, because we want people to we want it to evolve to the point that they saw, that they see in the wine. And too many times I think I was having this conversation last weekend that people were releasing particularly expensive wines too early, and wines that really weren't designed to be drank at the 2-year mark, more like the 10-year mark. But they're
The pressure.
There's financial pressure for sure, but unfortunately, a lot. I'm not gonna say most. I'm gonna say a lot of the the customers, the clientele of these wines don't have the patience or the understanding that the wine will be much better if they wait. And it is hard when you spend a lot of money on wine not to drink it. I get it.
It's
Especially if you get drunk and it's laying right there and you see that.
Hey, we should have that.
Let's open that one up. Yeah.
I've never had that happen.
Nah.
But
Well,
I think that would be terrible if something like that did happen. I wouldn't know.
so this what it reminds me. Aglianico reminds me, and I love this grape. I didn't know how to pronounce it very well for a long time, but my buddy Kerry kept correcting me every time I said it wrong. So eventually I said it right. And we laugh about it.
Rote learning.
Every time I see him, I think we talk about how I pronounce Aglianico. Anyway, but I've always loved this grape. My good friend Dan Nelson turned me on to it. And it's like one of those grapes that I'm like, why don't more people drink Aglianico? Well, it's hard to find around here, I guess. And it's, there's so many distractions out there. It's like, there's Montepulciano, there's Barbera, there's Nebbiolo, there's Sangiovese. I mean, it just goes on and on.
The list goes on
the
and
great
on.
reds of of Italy. And Aglianico kind of gets forgotten about, but it's really considered one of the top three noble grapes in all of Italy. So it is extremely highly regarded in the country of Italy. It's just not it doesn't have the big
Export power that a lot of
it
other ones.
doesn't have the big financial windfall on the state side. But I'm here to tell you it's delicious, and if you do like Montepulciano, or if you like Portuguese reds, to me this has structurally
Very much so.
the mouthfeel,
A big fruit. Sun fruit. It's got some, you can tell it's got a little alcohol in it.
just a wee bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's checking the boxes.
If you're down with Portuguese wines, which we are.
Well, they're not too far apart either.
Man, that is lovely. A lot of dense dark fruit here. Dry, once again.
Very dry.
You get the presence of oak, but it's not what I would call dominant. The oak's probably not dominant here. It's oaked the right amount.
But you wouldn't be guessing whether it's oaked or not.
Right. Yes. So big red, but here what I do love about this is things that grow together, go together kind of thing. You know, if you're in a hot environment, such as this area of the world, you know, your wines aren't going to be wines that you couldn't drink while it's warm, because why would they make them, right? And so this is the kind of big red that you can enjoy in warm weather. And as the chef alluded to before, you know, we're in the mid-90s, stifling humidity. You know, some cabs and things, Zens can be a bit on the heavier side, particularly like us. We were out, you know, yesterday, we were mowing and weed eating.
Out there in the humidity.
And yeah, and like we were wanting red, but not like over the top red.
Can't have it over, because I mean, you're a little dehydrated, you're pouring sweat, you're trying to recover. You know, it's not the right environment for a big red. And even though you crave the flavor, the mouthfeel, and sometimes your body just wants something a little lighter.
Yeah,
Kind of on the step down.
So it comes on with this really big, bold flavor, big mouthfeel, and it dissipates into a very refreshing finish, which is kind of counterintuitive when you think about, you know, big reds. I mean, like usually there's this kind of palate fatigue that you get, kind of like, but this is like, the second I put it down, my hands are like, I'm gonna pick that back up.
Pick that right back
Yeah.
up. We need to do some more work on this.
So you get the idea. It's a very drinkable wine, if you know what I mean. So when you first have your first analysis, when this hits your mouth, you go, ooh. But then after 2 or 3, 4 sips, you're just like, wow, I
It just
can really
gears
knock
up,
this
yeah.
down. And even with the alcohol, which I can feel
Me too.
big time, in a good way. It's very polished. It's not out of balance. Everything is.
No, it was more like, thank God, all the alcohol in this.
Yeah, right. It's not going to set you on fire.
Right.
It's very harmonious. It's a beautiful in concert, if you will. All the things. So really digging this wine, and I hope that you are too. Chef, what about food? I mean, I can think of many things that would work with this.
Well, me too. I mean, we could obviously go 100 directions, but I gotta tell you, I got in a beautiful 6-pack of prime graded strip loins today.
Wow.
I mean, they're gorgeous. And I gotta clean those up, and I'm gonna have some really great pieces I wanna throw on the grill, because it's summer grilling weather.
Yeah, big
So
time.
we'll grill some strips. I got in those beautiful leeks from Minglewood Farm today. Gonna char some leeks, char some strips, a little blue cheese.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Oh wow, blue cheese with this. Man.
It's the first thing I thought of.
I'm thinking about like the texture, too.
The texture,
Yeah.
yes. It's almost, you know, that buttery, especially with that Maytag blue we have right now.
Oh.
I mean, it's so creamy.
What a classic Maytag blue.
Classic.
I mean,
I know
that's
it's
what we were like way into in the '80s, and it's just you can't get past it. It's still delicious.
Well, I mean, that's like,
That
you know,
style is great.
it's a classic for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Classics don't go out of style.
Yeah.
And like the fads, they come and go. You know, something you were into 2 years ago, you don't even remember it. But
You mean like stopping at red lights?
what are lights?
Yeah.
But it's a classic for a reason.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah. I mean, nobody gets sick of pizza.
That's true.
I mean, people may make a fancy pizza and put like clams and duck on it, but it's still a pizza.
That's true.
And so, I think it's going to be terrific. Really happy with all these beautiful quality ingredients we have right now and always. But you know, it's summertime. I mean, did you see those leeks today?
Yeah.
Stunning.
Oh yeah.
Can't wait.
This is a really special
I do a
time.
lot of processing today. Baby carrots, leeks, cabbage, fennel, these gorgeous Chakuga beets.
Was that collards that were back there too?
Collards,
Man,
halibut,
those were so fresh and
fresh
green.
and green and beautiful.
Man,
I can't wait to
about
stew
those.
them for 8 hours.
You know, yeah, right? Well, but yeah, I know you got.
But the
to.
color is still, I
Yeah.
mean, it retains it. Like when you get those, like the older collards and
Yeah.
you stew them for 8 hours.
And they're
they look,
bluier, too.
They look like they come out of a can, even when you buy them
Even
fresh.
when you buy 'em fresh.
But like, Kyle and Margie's collards, I mean, they're just like, are you kidding?
You probably need some more.
I do. I was speaking of dehydration. Thank
I
you.
mean, all this talking really
I keep my
parched
throat
the
dry.
palate. Yeah, and of course, you know, we've got such a great group of farmers that are so loyal to you, Chef, and bring you probably the best of the best.
Well, it sure looks like it. If somebody else is getting better, good for them.
It's hard to imagine.
But, and with broccoli, you know, the beautiful broccolis. Yeah, and I was trying to show all the guys upstairs, just like, you know, next time you're at the store, we were just talking about it with your buddy lettuce guys. Like, the stuff at the store isn't the same. Now, it's a fresh thing. You buy broccoli, I mean, it's grown at a farm. You know, but, you know, I don't know the variety, the travel, but I mean, like the broccoli that Minglewood brought this week, it's like, and last week, it's like, we've been trained to not know what real broccoli is.
Right. Yeah. Well, you know, and the lettuces that you're getting and the greens, you know, there's packed with nutrients. It's not like iceberg lettuce. It's just for crunch.
It's not crunchy water.
Yeah.
It is. I'm really excited about that fella, and that was certainly a beautiful farm he has going on there. That's all the rage.
Yeah.
I've got one in my house. You know, I've got the little eco grower. I've got 6 heads of lettuce growing in it right now. But yeah, certainly I agree that is the future. As the planet changes, and you know, and I don't think it's really changing. It's changing, but I mean, it just means opportunities to grow things in areas you normally couldn't have before.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, not having to haul 3,000 miles to get food.
And let's amen to that. You know, we shouldn't be. I mean, the world has bread baskets. You talk about certain areas that are bread baskets for the world. Ukraine grows 1/3 of the world's wheat. You know, and so that conflict is causing famine all over the place. It's like, can't we grow wheat somewhere else?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, can't we make soy oil or, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And certainly we do and we can, but it just seems like a disproportion. Then you add Russia's exports. I mean, it's literally half the world's wheat. I mean, I remember when Africa and Kansas could match that in a half a season.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a strange.
And now Africa imports all their wheat,
which is
great. They were the world's exporter of wheat.
Such a massive continent, and it's like, I mean, you would think of any of the continents would be great for farming. Outside
It's the greatest
desert area.
It is the greatest continent, but it's been mismanaged to the point where they have to import all their food.
Yeah, it's terrible. Well, we are very fortunate to have these local, you know, and I love how like people that they end up in this area. This happens time and time again. They start up farms in our area, Surrey County, Stokes, you know, all Yadkin. And there are people that have been doing other things their whole life and say, I want to grow mushrooms, or I want to grow beets or garlic or whatever it is, and it's happening all the time.
Grapes and berries, raspberries.
It's such a blessing to us. I never knew that Reynolds was such a big.
Me either.
Yeah. So we have a guy that comes to the chef's table, and in the Thursday night tastings a lot, and found out that he's a big berry farmer.
Huge berry farm.
Massive. Acres.
And an acre of like, especially small, like blueberry raspberries.
Good Lord.
I mean, people don't understand the yield that can come off a single
insane.
bush.
Dad recruits me to come down to see him, come blueberry picking time. They probably have
It's staggering.
I'm gonna say maybe, I don't know how to, it's probably like a 50 feet of blueberries. I mean, it's you know, it's like the length of our restaurant.
Yeah.
And we'll pick for hours and hours and hours and hours.
And that's after the birds got to them.
Oh, and the deer and whoever.
That's what's left after everybody else got there first.
Yeah. So.
I mean, the amount of tonnage of fruit that a single bush, much less acres and acres of it, can produce, it's just staggering.
Yeah, we were mowing. I didn't get to show you all this. I told you where the bushes were, the blackberry.
Oh yeah, you told me.
But I planted them last year. Dad gave me some runners, and I trained them to go up the fence.
You're gonna have some bramble.
But they're the thornless blackberries.
Ooh.
So don't have to
you're
worry
not
about
gonna have bramble.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about my
God, they'll rip you to shreds.
Oh yeah, yeah.
To absolute shreds.
But they've done very, very well. Looking forward to chowing on some of those. Also, Chef, I got the privilege of hanging out with some of our video watchers.
Yeah, you did.
We went out to hang out on their farm and hang out with their goats and their
So cool.
miniature horse and their guineas and their chickens. Had a wonderful day.
So cool.
What a great Memorial Day.
I'm telling you, you can't do better than that.
Yep, it was, and we drank a 3-liter of Phantom Red Blend from 2016.
Well done.
Yeah, it was.
Well done.
It was. We had barbecue, and bacon.
Oh.
Man, it was a great day.
That is a great day. God.
But it was. I gotta
That's
say
amazing.
this. It wasn't the same because I also had another great but different culinary experience on Sunday morning. Because
We
I
had a
got
good- we
to
had a good
hang out
time.
at the Wishards with the whole family. Was
No,
there.
we had a
Teresa's
big
mom,
crowd.
Sam's back from Oregon.
All 3 girls were there.
Megan was eating like nobody's business.
You had to get in there if you wanted to get yours. Because
Lord.
Megan was going. Megan
We
threw
were
down.
drinking fancy bubbles from California and fancy wine from Oregon.
I did a little Bloody Mary bar. You didn't have a Bloody Mary, but everybody had one where I did the candied bacon and shrimp and
Yeah.
the Bloody Marys and olives.
We had a big brunch feast. It was a great.
That was
days.
so much fun.
Had a couple of days of eating.
Well, it's been a long stretch. It was nice to have a good couple of days to just slow down and just eat and visit and just slow down a little.
I'm slowing down on this one.
Well, we did slowing down on Sunday, Monday.
Yeah.
So, no reason to slow down today. Laundry's done, yard's done.
Yep.
Yeah,
We've got another big week, Chef's Tables Saturday. We got
huge.
Chef's Table lunches next week.
We got a lot coming up.
Got a lot going on.
We got a lot coming
A lot of fun. And of course, we are always happy to put together family meals for you guys. We've got you're delivering one for 6.
Yeah, we got one today
across the
that
street.
popped up today.
Yeah, and so we are happy to design and or let us design it for you type of meals. That's kind of what we prefer. But if there's something specific, we want to do that too if it's possible.
We can probably do our best.
We
to
can track it
accommodate
down,
that.
yeah. But we're always, happy to do those kind of things. And of course, we'd love to see you in the restaurant. We're here Tuesday through Saturday for lunch, dinner Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Old North State Winery, right downtown Mount Airy. And of course, we sure do appreciate you watching our videos each and every week. And boy, if you're ever really bored on a rainy day,
Great way to spend a
you
day.
can catch up on all the episodes you missed.
You just sit on the porch on a sunny day, stay out of the heat, and watch them on your tablet.
Be a great way to take a nap.
What you write down.
All right, everybody. Have a great week.
Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful week. Thanks for your support as always.